Okay, and then you're gonna have your cone right in front of you. And the first thing we're going to do, of course, having your hands near a chair if you need to hold on to, is just a nice gentle tap forward. So you're going to have that cone about half a foot in front of you, and then we're just going back and forth between feet, tapping the top of it, and then slowly coming back down. So you're really not trying to move that cone at all. You're trying to see how light of a tap you can do on it. Going back and forth here. We're gonna hang tight for about 30 seconds on this side, and we're just going alternating with our legs. Back and forth here, nice and controlled. Getting a little bit of balance work, a little bit of strength work. Nice and easy. Good. Okay, go ahead and relax on that one. The next one we are going to do is a side-to-side reach over. So this one you're gonna have both feet to the side of it. Doesn't matter which side, we're gonna be stepping back and forth over it. And then we're going to do a very small step. So you wanna step enough so you have enough room to clear it with your other foot, but not too far, because the farther you step, the tougher this is gonna be. This is just a nice gentle warm up. So again, just getting a little bit of work to start. We're gonna do about 30 seconds once again, just going side to side. And also too, when you're doing this, you can make this really, really easy by kind of cheating it and just going around it. Highly encourage you to try to focus on lifting your leg up when you do this. Lifting your leg up, make sure you get that good hip mobility as well as an increased balance effort. About 10 more seconds here. See if you can go over and back a couple more times. Good. And relax. Perfect. Okay, now what we're gonna do is a similar movement to the start, but we're gonna make it a little bit more tougher. So go ahead, and that cone or dot, you're going to push it in front of you about twice as far as it was initially, okay? So if you had it about 6 inches or so in front of you, push it to about a foot in front of you, vice versa. You just wanna be having it out a little bit further, okay? What we're gonna do now is reach out, tap it, same exact concept, but you're gonna have to bend your knee to get down, which is gonna challenge your single leg strength and stability a lot more. So you're gonna have to actively reach out a lot further. It's gonna be a little more demanding on your hip mobility as well as your balance. So push that guy out as far as you comfortably can, where you feel like you're getting some good work, going back and forth. Good. 10 more seconds. See if you can get one more tap on both feet. Very nice. Okay, go ahead and slide that guy back to one of your sides now. This time though, the main difference, I want you to have it about a foot to the side, okay? A foot to the side. We're gonna do the same concept of the exercise we just did, but instead of reaching forward, we're gonna reach to the side, tap the side of that cone, or the top of that cone, I should say, and then retreat our foot back in position. So we're just doing one leg at a time this time. And when you're doing this, if this is easy, you can try to look straight ahead and do it and really trust your body's sense of proprioception. If you need to though, and I would start here, you can look directly at that cone. That's okay too. That's still gonna give you a lot of good balance work. Again, tapping once, coming back up, tapping, come back up. About 10 more seconds, see if you can get a couple more repetitions on that side. Tapping the top of that cone. Very nice. Okay, next, you guessed it, we're gonna slide that guy over. So it's about the same distance as what we were doing before. About a foot to the side, same exact thing. If you were looking directly at it, try to do about the same distance. If you were kind of teetering, you're like, oh, it seemed fairly easy. Again, remember the challenge here is if you can do it by looking straight ahead and trusting your body's sense of awareness. So it really will challenge your gross and fine motor skills, and of course your balance as well. Nice and carefully to the side, tap, side, tap, good, and and relax. Good. Go ahead and finish one more repetition right there. Okay, the last variation of our taps, what we're gonna do is place this right behind our heels. This can actually be, I would say about an inch, maybe a little bit less, depending on how you feel. You could even have it right touching your heels. Same concept as what we were just doing. You're gonna bring one foot back, try to touch the top of it, and then come back, okay? This one, definitely have your hand near that chair in case you need it, and I'm gonna be looking at it, but you can lean back, touch the top of it, and then of course alternate on the other foot. Alternate on the other foot. So this will tip you forward a little bit, so it'll change your center of gravity and really, really work your balance and awareness. Also, when you're doing this too, it can be tempting to step on it really hard. See how light of a tap you can get on that cone, almost to where you're not moving it at all. That's gonna give you the most bang for your buck and most stability work. Good. 10 more seconds, see if you can get one more tap on both sides. Very nice. Okay, go ahead and leave that cone wherever it is at on the floor to the side. Ideally, it's going to be fairly perpendicular, but it doesn't completely matter. And we're actually going to move into a seated position. We're going to do some sit to stands, but we're going to do it with a cone to the side. And how this is going to work, we're going to do 3 sit to stands, and every time we get up, we're going to get up, walk around the cone on the side as quickly as we can, and then sit back down, okay? That's 1. We're gonna do 3 total times, okay? And we're trying to do this for speed and quickness, changing our center of gravity. Ready, set, go. 3 as quickly as you can, and then we will repeat it on the other side. So don't really overthink this. We're just trying to move quickly, get our body used to moving in different planes of motion. Maybe dodging some hail. This is practical advice today, practical use. Very nice. So when you finish that last repetition, 3rd repetition, wherever you're at, feel free, you can grab that guy either with your hand or your leg, place it on the other direction, and then the same exact thing. So the quicker you finish it, the quicker you're done. You can take a little bit of a break. Just make sure you sit all the way back down in your seat before standing all the way back up. As fast as you can. Work those legs, work that body, nice and quick. Finish that 3rd repetition, very nice. When you move back to your seat, take a breath. That was quite a bit of work. And then we are actually gonna move back up into our standing position. So feel free if you need to take a quick break and get some water, no problem, no shame. Bring that dot right in front of you once again. And then for our next variation, we're gonna do an over and back reach, okay? So again, my dot's about half an inch, maybe an inch in front of me. And then all I'm going to do is stepping over that dot or over that cone. And the tough part is going to be going backwards. So I'm actually reaching with my right foot over, and then I'm stepping back with my left foot. And you can really cheat this by kind of just going to the side of it, making it a little easier. Actively try to bring your leg up. So bring your knee up. And just remember that when you go backwards, that's going to be kind of the tougher variation, okay? So we're just doing one side first. We'll repeat on the other side in just a second. Good. Very nice. 10 more seconds. Go ahead and finish one more repetition. Excellent. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So your backwards foot will be flipped and your forwards foot will be flipped now, just opposite direction. Making sure we get equal balance work. Going all the way forward, all the way back. And again, remember to think about lifting your knee up high. Lifting your knee up high, that'll challenge your balance quite a bit more, as well as give you a little bit more work through those muscles as well. Good. Let's finish our last repetition on that side. Very nice. Okay, so we are going to be done with our cones for the day, so you can kind of scoot those guys to the side. And then what we are going to do for our next exercise is actually stand towards our chair. And this one's one of my favorite ones, called the single leg RDL. This is really going to challenge your overall hip and leg strength as well as your balance. What you're going to do is come onto one foot. That's step one. Step two is slowly leaning down towards the chair. I'm keeping my back leg straight, touching the chair, and then I'm standing up nice and tall, okay? Very challenging. That's why we have our hand here in case we do need it to hold on to. Again, the seat is kind of your landmark. If that's easy, you can come down a little bit further, maybe touch your shin. That's another way to do it. Otherwise, just go on one leg to start, touching that cushion, and then standing all the way back up. Thinking about having a nice straight line with our body that entire time. Good. Let's do one more repetition wherever we're at. Very good. Okay. Same exact concept. We're just going to switch legs. So switch the leg that's stable. Same exact thing though. You have your hand there to kind of feather the chair in case you need it. Leaning down on one leg, trying to keep your body as straight as you can. Going down as far as possible, trying to at least touch that chair before standing up nice and tall. So a lot of things going on. Just make sure you're keeping one leg in the air as you reach down. That's kind of the big thing that we're trying to work on here. Good. Finish one more repetition wherever you're at. Very nice. Okay, go ahead and pivot back towards the front. So you'll be looking at me. And you're going to be towards the side of that chair this time. So kind of where we just were. And we're going to do a very similar exercise, okay? Similar exercise. This one's going to be a little different though. And that we are going to be leaning, except we are going to be tapping it on one foot to the side, okay? So again, you can kind of have your hand near here, and you can even kind of feather your hand on the back of that chair as you work your way down. That's a way to think of it. But same exact exercise, except you're reaching down with your hand to the side. So kind of challenging a slightly different center of gravity change. And I'm kind of just literally riding my hand down the side of that chair the whole time. Again, if you can do it, of course, try not to hold on to anything, just tap the side, but it's all relative. It's all relative. Perfect. Let's go ahead and pivot towards the other side of the chair. So same concept here. We're coming onto one leg, gently reaching down, trying to touch the side with that bent over position, and then coming straight back up. So we're really challenging our balance here, really challenging that rapid center of gravity change as we're reaching all the way to the side, all the way back up. Beautiful. Try to stay on that leg the whole time. We got 10 more seconds here on this direction. Perfect. Very nice. Go ahead and come up. Take a big breath out of that position. Last movement we're going to do for the day is a split stance hold, okay? So you're basically thinking about taking a big step forward, and we're going to hold this position. So this is what we call split stance. That front knee is going to be bent a tiny bit. Your back heel can actually come up off the ground a little bit. That'll allow you to get forward a little bit more. And then this stable position, what we are going to do with our hands to the side is gently lean towards one direction. This is very challenging, so again, have your hand near that chair in case you need it. Gently lean towards the side. Lean towards the other side. Good. And then we're going to go forward now. Very good. And then very slightly backwards. This is the tough one. Be careful here. Very nice. Go ahead and reset. We're going to pivot our feet now. So other foot forward. Again, split stance. That front knee is going to have a tiny bit of a bend. Back heel, we're actually bringing off the ground for this one to allow us to go forward a little bit more. And then a slight bend towards our left. Slight bend towards our right. Should feel a little unstable here. That means your body's working, that's good. Going forward now. Going backward, tiny bit. Very good. Coming back up. Go ahead and reset your feet. We're gonna move back into that position in just a second, but first stretch I wanna do to finish class is our shoulder stretch. So place your hands behind your back. I'm kind of interlocking them back here. And then all we're doing in this position is pinching our shoulder blades back, looking up towards the sky, trying to open up our chest. Take a nice big breath in. Nice big breath out. As we exhale, go ahead and allow your hands to come forward. And I'm not even really reaching down actively. I'm just letting gravity kind of hang my lower body forward. If you need to hold on to a chair while doing this, that's okay. Just let one arm dangle, no problem. But just let the weight of gravity hang you nice and low to the ground as we take a big breath in. Take a nice big breath out. Gently sit up nice and slow into our standing position. We're going to then bring our hands all the way up. Big stretch towards the sky. Take a big breath in towards the top. Big breath out. We're going to reach towards one direction now, all one side. Big breath in. Big breath out, other direction. Big reach. Good. Big breath in and out. We're going to finish moving back into our split stance from earlier. Slight tweak in this movement though. So front knee's still going to be bent, but our back heel we are planting into the ground. If your back heel's in the ground, that's really going to stretch out your calf. So make sure both toes are pointed forward, back heel's planted in the ground. Push your front knee forward very tiny bit, and we are hanging nice and tight. You should feel this in your back calf muscle and the back foot. Take a big breath in. Take a big breath out. Excellent. You can come off that direction. We're going to repeat again on that other foot. So same thing. Both toes are pointed directly forward. Back heel's planted in the ground. Then in the split stance position, we are pushing that front knee forward, keeping our chest up and getting a good stretch on the back of our calf. Good. Take a big breath in, big breath out. You can slowly come out of that side and take a full breath because we are all finished. Thank you all for coming. Excellent work. And yeah, good work. That's